Greetings, brothers and sisters. Hello. It's good to be with you today. My name is Kristina Krauss, and this is Flor, Boldo.
Hi.
And we are in a series right now called Taking Care of Your Garden of Children's Ministry, Teachers Edition. So this is a special class with 8 videos for teachers and how to better take care of the garden of their children's ministry. So we're using a garden as an analogy. So the first part is sun in your garden, preventing problems. We have water in your garden, showing love to children, and also weed in your garden, maintaining discipline. So as we take care of our garden, it's going to look green and fabulous, alive, and not droopy and brown and dead. Okay, so for the first one, we have sun in your garden, preventing problems. What we're going to look at today in this video series for number 5 is that it's probably the teacher. So this is a little bit hard for us, but actually it's your fault. When you got problems, it's my fault. It's your fault. No. It's hard to do, but we always want to blame the children and be like, it's your fault to the child. But actually, it's not the child's fault. It's our fault. So what we want to do is make a change in our actions. So this works for anything you're doing. When you're teaching a class and you see a problem, you want to change what you're doing. It's so easy to say, no, I planned it like this. But you got to be willing to change and do something a little different. So you may have been planning on doing a drama, but everybody's just like all excited. So you got to stop and go, okay, let's everybody sit down. And we're going to whisper now. We're going to sit on the carpet, be quiet, and then you can get them to calm down. So you change based on the behavior and how your class is listening. And if you hear like all of a sudden the big church is making a lot of noise and you were trying to be quiet and it's going to be impossible, then you got to get your kids to stand up and make noise because they're making noise and it's going to be impossible for you to be quiet. So change, all right? Also, B, water your garden. You're going to show love to the children. So today's point is to involve the parents. So what we were looking at last week as well and the videos before in this series is that when your the children disobey the rules that you have established, you've got to set in those consequences. Otherwise, they memorize, okay, this teacher they have rules, but they're not going to ever use the consequences. So one of the consequences is to take them out and maybe also talk to the parents or have them removed from class. But one of the things you want to do is meet with those parents and work with those parents. So that's how we're going to show love to the children today, is meeting with their parents. So if you had to remove a child from your classroom last week, you're going to want to meet with them this week and say, hey, I want to help your child be successful. And what suggestions for you as a parent could you give me to help me work with your child in my classroom? So you want to get suggestions and then be in agreement with the parents on how to help their child in your classroom so they can learn about God and stay in class. Because obviously if they have to be pulled out a lot, their self-esteem is going to go down and also they're not going to be able to learn about God to the same degree. So, and we don't want them to feel rejected from church. So, showing them love is going to be working together with their parents.
It's working together. Okay, ready?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Maintaining discipline. Okay? The bunny ears signal. To quiet the group. All are... Okay, to quiet the group, they feel... Raise your hand and using 2 fingers. Only 2. Okay? Hi. Whee! This signal for children or your children is earrings bunny.
Like bunny ears. Bunny ears.
Bunny ears. And for the older children, this is a peace signal. Mm-hmm. No love. No love. Peace. Okay? Of course, this signal needs to be taught, to be taught.
Yes.
To be taught.
Yeah.
And practice. And this is effective with the large crowds or children.
Yeah. Large crowds. Yes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how big your group is, the bunny ears or peace sign works to get the whole 400, 500 kids to be quiet.
Yeah, it's a good tip.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sister Vicky.
Yes. This idea comes from Sister Vicky in her book, Controlling the Chaos.
Yeah.
So those were your 3 tips for today. Sun in your garden, preventing problems, it's you. And watering your garden, showing love to the children, work with the parents.
Yeah.
And the 3rd tip is the bunny ears or peace sign for being quiet. And it's a good tip to help large crowds of students be quiet, but it also works for your small Sunday school class. Okay, so today's homework assignment is it's a little bit hard. This one's from Flor. She decided to give us a nice hard homework assignment today. Is to write a story that's pretend, to just simple, don't do big long honking story, just a small simple story that helps the children reflect on bad behavior. So instead of talking to a child like, you did this thing wrong, you're going to describe either like a superhero or a Lego man or animals that talking, something that's pretend in your story. And then that character, the superhero or the Lego man or the princess in the castle, that person is going to do something wrong. And you want to narrate this in 3rd person, so you're talking about them, and then you want to mention the conduct that they did that was negative, but without judging it, just mention what they did. And then you're going to design a strategy to tell that character in your story how to correct their behavior. So instead of correcting kids, you're correcting this fictional character in the story, and it helps for maintaining discipline in your class. So you can use images if you want, 4 images, or you can also use a Bible verse in your story. So that's the homework assignment today. Write a story, simple, with a fictional character that behaves wrong, that you can correct gently, and then send us your story. So you can email it to Flor Boldo at Children Are Important, and you can get your diploma for this video series. Okay, well, thank you for being with us today, and we'll see you next time. You can receive your diploma. Just one small homework assignment for each of 8 different videos, and you can graduate today.